Good evening and happy Thursday, everybody. Hopefully, you're enjoying this lovely display of athleticism by one Michael Vick, getting sacked as I say that. This is not an enticing game this evening, so instead we're going to hopefully distract you guys a bit and pay attention to some DFS. Let's get some play a little Who's Your Bay, Alex's favorite, and maybe even. Oh, shoot. Maybe even, sorry, I had my YouTube page up and I was getting an echo. We'll put together some lineups just like the guys did last week and got some good feedback on that, so we're going to do it again. Alex, you mentioned earlier you felt like death because can you give that story?
I really don't want to, but I had 2 burritos last night. And worst idea ever. 2 full Qdoba burritos, and I haven't eaten anything today because I'm still full. It's the extent of the story that I'm going into.
Well, I think we've all been there. The sad thing is to say that. I really think we've all been there. Maybe not the 2 burritos been there, but for me, it's like 1 burrito.
A lot of people have, like, I did it mainly for the story, just to say that I did it.
Well, good for you then. I hope it was a challenge. I hope you got something out of it.
No.
If not, then... Well, all right. At least you got to eat.
Yeah.
At least you got to eat then. So, Pete, what are you drinking tonight? Is it milk tonight?
No, although there is milk in it.
Wait, Russians!
Starbucks, yeah, 20 questions. Okay, go. No. All right. Well, I'll tell you what. I should definitely get sponsorship for the show. Like, first of all, I feel like milk should give me some ad space. But tonight it's Starbucks coffee with milk.
With alcohol. Correct? Yes.
If I drink enough of it, maybe I'll throw some Baileys in. I don't know. No, it's a weeknight. Come on, man. People have to work. Weeknight tomorrow. Weekday.
Yeah, weekday tomorrow. Well, it's the start of the weekend tomorrow for most of us, so that's a good thing. Let's keep it positive. Let's roll right into Who's Your Bay. Let's have some fun.
I think what you can do tomorrow is Friday.
Oh God. I'm not going to be the one to
ever
be singing that. But we'll play a little bit of Who's Your Bay. I also want to get to some of the questions that were asked in the chat on Tuesday. Actually, let's start that. Let's start playing Who's Your Bay by answering some of these questions, because we had a bunch of this guy or that guy, or how do you feel about this guy? So yeah. First off, Greg asked us on Tuesday, Rodgers or Cam Newton. So Alex, let me first look at the 2 stats. We've got Rodgers at 7,900 on the road at San Francisco, short week traveling as well. Cam Newton on the road at Tampa Bay at 7,000. So tell me, who do you like better?
Aaron Rodgers is the best quarterback in football. I'm done.
Okay, Pete, any counter argument?
Aaron Rodgers or who? Could you say that again?
Cam
Newton. Don't dislike Cam. It's just Aaron Rodgers is the best quarterback on the planet.
Yeah,
you're done. You
honestly,
yourself as done.
So, yeah, no comeback, Caesar. What's it called? I forgot. Anyway, no comebacks. You know what I mean? No takebacks. Okay, no, you can take back. I was actually putting together my early lineups. I like to put up like the early week lineup together, and when I did that, I was trying to figure out who do I look? I look at each position and I try to say, like, who could realistically be the #1 scorer at their position for this week? And Cam was one of the names I put down for quarterback as, potential to be the #1 scoring quarterback for week 4. So I think Cam is actually a really good play. I mean, look, Aaron Rodgers is Aaron Rodgers. Alex is 100% correct. But if you were to tell me, like, okay, let's say one of these 3, Rodgers, Cam Newton, and just throw somebody in there, Andy Dalton. One of those 3 is going to be the #1 scoring quarterback for the week. I'd say you're probably right. And the likelihood of it being Cam is probably just as high as the likelihood of it being Rodgers.
Yeah, but I mean, especially if we're talking cash lineups, you'd rather have Rodgers. But no, I
Cash
definitely would have Cam. Cam was in my, I would say, top 5 or top 3 quarterbacks this week, but Rodgers is number 1, and he's playing the Niners, so it's easy.
Yeah, no.
So Rodgers seems to be in a class of his own, guys. So let's play the first Who's Your Bay with Cam Newton then. Let's take a look at Cam again on the road at Tampa, 7,000 this week on DraftKings. Would you go him or spend up $100 and grab Russell Wilson at home against Detroit, Alex?
Cam, 100%.
Pete?
Yeah, I don't think it's even close either. I think it's only $100 difference, and in fact, Cam is cheaper. So I think it's Cam, and it's not close.
Okay, Cam or going up $200 to Peyton Manning, who's hosting the Vikings this week? Alex, we'll go to you first.
Sorry, I didn't hear that. What was that?
Cam or Peyton Manning?
Ooh, probably Cam. Just because all right, this is the thing with Cam that I'm really high on him for. They can't run the ball, so he is their number 1 running back. He's their number 1 goal line back. He throws the ball. He throws short. He throws deep. He has Greg Olsen. He doesn't have any wide receivers or running backs to throw the ball to. He has Greg Olsen in his feet, and he's been outstanding. I think he's like the QB3 so far this year. So I really like Cam, especially for those reasons. It's just
Cam versus Peyton?
Yeah, I mean, Peyton, I don't think needs to do that much against Minnesota, to be honest.
Pete?
Pete will be rejoining us in a minute. He was lagging.
I apologize. I did not see that. I was too busy looking at DraftKings. Please give me a second. I will.
You're in your baseball.
Oh. Can you
baseball
re-invite him, please?
So what now?
What about me and my baseball?
You're saying goodbye to your DFS. I'm saying hello to the playoffs.
That's true, and the Yankees just said hello to the playoffs a couple minutes ago as well, which was very nice.
They're not quite yet.
Give me
wild card doesn't count as playoffs yet.
One more game to play at least. Hey, it's still more games than most of the other teams out there, so it's better than nothing.
Sure.
Okay, just sent the link to Pete. Pete's coming back in a little bit, so as we're waiting for him, let's we'll go on to another question. Why don't we do that? Let's see.
One more
about Tyrod. I'm just going to go through another question, unless you'd like me to continue a little bit with Cam. We said Cam or Peyton, actually.
There were more.
We didn't. No, you're right. Let's go down. We didn't go down. So Cam at 7,000 again at Tampa Bay, or your boy Matty Ice hosting Houston at 6,900.
Oh man, you can't do that to me. He's got Julio.
Yeah, and I did.
Oh man. In cash, just because it's me, I would take Matt Ryan. But Cam offers more upside. But Matt Ryan has an obviously higher floor. Because Cam, like as good as Cam has been, he still has an awful floor sometimes. It just doesn't look like he has it right now, and he's playing against Tampa Bay. But like Matt Ryan will get you between 15 and 24 points every week.
Okay, Pete, let's throw this one at you, and then we'll go back. Cam again at 7,000 at Tampa Bay, or Matt Ryan hosting Houston at 6,900.
I think it's still Cam. One thing I like about Ryan is that he's got a pretty low floor. You've got the Julio factor every week that you can rely on. Houston has been particularly good against that's what I meant, pretty high floor, excuse me. Houston has been fairly good against the pass. I think, again, between these two, I'm playing Cam this week. I think he's got a great matchup, and he's been actually fairly consistent.
Okay, Cam, or let's drop down $900 and say Phillip Rivers hosting Cleveland. I'll throw that one back at you, Pete.
This is a tough call because I think Rivers is a sneaky play this week. I don't think he's that bad of a play. However, I also think that Rivers is more of a tournament play. So if we're talking specifically cash lineup, I much prefer Cam again. I think, he's got high upside and low floors, so what's not to love?
Alex, anything else?
Nope.
Any
Just
addition
Cam.
to that?
Just Cam.
Okay. Even with the $900 savings, it's interesting.
I think we can move on from Cam. I don't think there's anybody really I want to play him over.
Yeah, other than Rodgers, I think it's Rodgers and Cam this week.
Yeah.
Okay, so that was a good question then. Thank you.
Cheaper quarterbacks I
Greg.
could use if I needed to, but I would rather play Cam over them, obviously. But I would be comfortable using some lower quarterbacks this week.
You'd be comfortable using cheaper quarterbacks this week, so why don't we play? I have a feeling, actually, that Derek Carr is your favorite cheap quarterback. Is that correct?
No, it's Tyrod, but Carr's second. The only reason Carr would be
Okay,
two.
so Tyrod versus Carr.
I think Latavius could just go batshit this week. And that scares me.
Or they get up a couple touchdowns and then just feed Latavius and kind of drill it out that way like they did last week.
I think Latavius gets them up by a couple touchdowns, and then Latavius just continues to just roll because they don't need to throw it.
Okay.
Plus, like Pete was saying, like it's against his Bears. Like they're not going to throw the ball. Time off the clock.
Okay. I know we kind of touched about this. I'm going to move on then from quarterback to running back.
Yeah, that's
Because I was, again, going through the transcript from Tuesday. Who do you prefer this week? I know we got into it a little bit Tuesday, but maybe you've had a couple days to think on it. Woodhead or Gordon this week, Alex?
Oh. I mean, it's still Woodhead.
I'll let you think for a little bit. Gordon, again, they're both hosting the Browns. Gordon at 4,900, Woodhead at 46.
I have my answer. I just don't I don't know. It's Woodhead just because catches and red zone touches, period, catches and rushes. But I feel like Gordon this week is just like he's gonna run one in from the 50. Like I think he said something along the lines like I'm getting in the end zone this week if I have to run it in from the 50, and I just could see that happening.
Pete, any rebuttal or addition to that? I know that was kind of yours and my view on Tuesday was that we saw this kind of being, the day he finally gets in. So it sounds like, Gordon watches our show and just quoted us on that. So that's fun to know.
Actually, I mean, we already know he's a big fan. But what I did. So what's interesting is on Tuesday we said we sort of talked about staying away from both of them, right? But I took a look at some of my lineups, and what I saw was that I actually came up with an idea to use them both. They're so close in price range. So I set one lineup using Woodhead, and I said obviously these are tournament games, right? So I said one lineup using Woodhead and one lineup using Gordon. I actually think one of them is going to have a good day this week. I don't know which one it's going to be. If I'm just throwing a dart, I'm probably going to say Gordon. I think he's motivated. Obviously, that quote says he's motivated, and he's been increasing his workload every week. I don't think there's really any good legitimate reason not to try him out as the feature back. You give him 3-down work, give him red zone work. Why not? Especially against Cleveland when they'll probably be up. So I guess if I have to pick just one, I'm going Gordon. But I actually have. I'm looking at my lineups right now, my early lineups. I have one lineup with Gordon, another one I just switched it around to save a couple $100, and I'm playing Gordon, and then the other one I switched it the other way, and I'm saving a couple $100 playing Woodhead. So I think you can play them both. We talked about on Tuesday avoiding either because of the downside risk, but in a tournament play, there's also upside to be had. So I'm playing them both in separate tournament lineups.
Okay. Let's throw kind of the same type of question, but let's shift teams. Let's go to the Dallas-New Orleans game. And you've got Joseph Randle at 5,500 or Lance Dunbar at 3,600, Alex. Who do you prefer this week?
Dunbar catches from Big Country. I don't really have to say anything.
Big Country,
we had way too long of a conversation about this where we didn't actually get to really talk about Dunbar, but all you have to know is Big Country. Dunbar's getting the ball.
I'm trying to make my tagline work, and it's not working.
Once you leave, you can't fix it. I think that was our problem last time.
I'm trying to make it say but it's just not going.
You may need to use your life hack that you used Tuesday.
Yeah, that's a good idea. For those of you who missed it, life hack, permanent marker and paper, you can achieve just about anything.
Tape.
True.
And tape.
And tape. Yeah,
tape is the ultimate life hack.
Look, I learned all of this. Alex, you're probably too young, but for those of you out there who might remember, MacGyver, okay, he knew just about anything.
I'm not 12 years old. Like,
what?
I know who MacGyver is. I didn't really watch it, but I'm not like 4.
MacGyver
just said that too.
You could learn anything you wanted to know about life from MacGyver. So, as evidenced by last Tuesday.
Always have duct tape.
Right.
That's my life philosophy already.
Did you ask me a football question? I forgot. Oh, yeah. Dallas Cowboys. Okay. No, you know what? I don't know if you guys saw the news today. Christine Michael's working out with the first-team offense. They're talking about this is the week where he gets involved. I'm staying away from Joseph Randle. I think after last week, a lot of people are going to play him, especially against a pretty bad New Orleans team, and I think they're going to be disappointed. I think if you're playing a Dallas running back in these formats, it's probably Dunbar because of price and catches. Okay, he's going to catch the ball, and his price is the lowest of the 3. But really, you have to be careful. Christine Michael might be a really sneaky play this week. He's going to be super cheap, and he might be getting most of the reps. That's hard to say in a backfield with Dunbar, Randle, and McFadden already there. But keep an eye on the news. Christine Michael could be an interesting play.
It's a great point because he was inactive last week.
First 3 weeks.
So very interesting to keep an eye on it. Well, I don't even think he was on their roster week 1, right?
Yeah, he was.
He was not in the active roster, no. He was on the roster, but he wasn't active for the game.
It got him before week 1. He has been inactive until starting this week.
Hold on, guys. My girlfriend sent me a Vine.
Very good point.
With a lemur or something. I gotta watch it.
Can you?
I'll answer the question.
You're gonna have to show it to us afterwards.
He likes Lance Dunbar in cash games more than he likes Joseph Randle.
Okay. He also.
Yeah, I like Dunbar a lot better.
Thanks, Pete.
Cool. Good contribution.
This lemur's wearing sunglasses. I don't get it.
Professional show, ladies and gentlemen.
Very scripted. We're right.
Always.
Oh, now it's telling me my user. What?
Full of structure.
Okay.
Full of structure. And Greg in the chat mentioned that all MacGyver needed was a paperclip and a match. So very good point, Greg. We forgot about those 2 items.
MacGyver with a paperclip and a match, he could take on like an entire enemy platoon. Like no joke. Like he could be like in like a cell, and he'd like pull like a paperclip out of his pocket and a match and start like rubbing the sulfur off the match, and he'd be like, "You see what we're gonna do? We're gonna induce a chemical thing, and it's gonna break us out, and it's gonna also paralyze all the guards." And then they just leave, and then he's got like a shoestring and he turns it into like an airplane. It was a fantastic show.
He's got a shoestring and he turns it into an airplane. It was a very good show, I agree. I feel like I remember him like actually working on an airplane in an episode with a paperclip. It's like I don't know why that memory comes into my head right now.
And the
Could be
funny thing
very
was,
wrong, but
he had like that like soft Canadian accent. You know what I mean? Like, so we're gonna fix this propeller here with a shoestring, eh? Then we're gonna go fly over to Manitoba. Like, anyway, we should probably talk about football while I watch this lemur vine.
we'll have MacGyver and Lemur on another show. So let's get back to football as per Pete's request, and let's play the same game, but again, move over to a different team now. Oh, never mind. I don't really want to play this game. Looks like Murray practiced in full today.
Yeah, we're not touching. Get that. Don't even bring up those names.
We're not going to bring up that game. So that's
Also,
too many questions there.
Might just get postponed in general. So avoid.
All right, let's see. Big country. We got a lot of comments on big country. We had someone say, "What kind of crap is this?" when we were talking about him, so that was fun.
Yeah.
But if you don't know big country, you don't know America. So just go. Go back to Vancouver.
There are now 3 big countries, and we've introduced the third.
Oh, brother.
All right.
Let's go to. I think we've got another Who's Your Bay opportunity here. We had a couple of questions about Frank Gore, and with the news today that Andrew Luck is legitimately questionable for Sunday, and he probably won't throw a football until Sunday.
What was that? Like,
what is this? Like
legitimate
your quarterback like starts to suck and has a bad week. Like you just invent an injury, right? Like Drew Brees, he bruised his rotator cuff. Andrew Luck, like what? You know what I'm calling? I'm calling shenanigans. I'm calling shenanigans. You can't just have a bad week and suddenly say, "Oh, I'm sorry, he was hurt."
Yeah, that's twice in a row. That's twice in a row quarterbacks that we've recommended.
Yeah.
Played, and then when they suck, they were like, "Oh, my bad, my shoulder hurts."
But you know what? This is a good sign because it's a good sign. It's a sign that the NFL coaches recognize our calls as good, and then when their quarterback sucks unexpectedly, they have to cover our asses by saying, "Oh, actually, he was hurt." Those guys knew what they were talking about. He would have been good except for his bruised rotator cuff.
I think Luck's just scared. He's just scared to throw behind that awful offensive line.
So Sean Payton watches the show too. I'm glad that these guys watch the show, but it'd be nice if they throw a comment out there, like a retweet or something. I mean,
right?
Come on.
Peyton, help us out, man.
Hook us up with a little RT there, a little RT action next time.
I mean, I'd rather take some inside info, but
I'm just going to tweet at Sean Payton shenanigans.
Stop with the shenanigans. All right. So we're going to go, let's play a little Who's Your Bay real quick. It'll be our last Who's Your Bay for running backs. Frank Gore, Indy is hosting Jacksonville this week, 4,700. Alex, do you take Frank Gore at 47, or do you spend the 200 to get Melvin Gordon? Actually, no. You like Woodhead better. Do you save 100 and take Woodhead?
I'm gonna go Gore.
Gore over Woodhead.
Yeah, because especially if Luck's out, they need to run the football. Like they have to. Matt Hasselbeck is like, you want to talk about Gore coming to Indy to get catches? Like this is the time where Gore is gonna get catches from the quarterback because Hasselbeck's gonna not know what to do, especially behind this line. All he's going to be able to do is check down to Gore. So Gore is going to be the offense this week if Luck is out. And if Luck is in, they should do pretty well, and Gore will be running in the second half. So I like Luck. I actually took him out of my lineup today because I have other people that I would rather play. But between the two of them, I think Gore is safer.
I'm playing Gore in half of my lineups that I've said. I've said 4 early lineups. I'm playing Gore in 2 of them. And I will go a step farther. Gore is, you know what, guys? I cannot believe I'm saying this, especially after Tuesday's show. But I think Gore is my bay, and I'll tell you why. There is only one other running back in a $3,000 radius. So that's $1,500 above Gore or $1,500 below Gore. There's only one other running back who I would rather use than Gore. Guess who it is?
Who is it?
$1,500 radius. What's that?
Who is it?
Oh, come on. You're not even going to try? You're not even going to play the game?
Does it start with a K?
It does, my friend.
Nah. It's the Cash Man this week.
That was. I thought that was. We already discussed that on Tuesday. That's just irrelevant.
Where'd you go, Mark? You're going with Carlos Williams, right?
Carlos Williams.
Yeah, the Cash Man this week.
Have to have any lineup this week.
That's the only running back in. So you go 1,500 above Gore or 1,500 below Gore in that entire $3,000 range. So from 3,200 to 6,200, there's no running back I'd rather play other than Gore, except for Carlos Williams. So you figure within that you're going to need to play a running back in that range. That's in some lineups this week, and you can't use Williams in all of them. So I've got a couple with Gore already, just because he's my number 2 in that price range, and my number 3. Honestly, you guys are going to think I'm crazy here. My number 3 is Carlos Hyde.
Ooh.
Yeah.
You
can run on the Packers. You can run on the Packers.
Mark, he's not saying you're going to lose the game. He just means that they're going to get points. Calm down.
No, here's my. I'm going to counter-argue that. I mean, you saw it coming, but the Packers get LaTroy Guion back this week for the first time all season.
Oh man.
It doesn't matter. Just look at the other backs. Nobody's got better usage or a better matchup than. I'm not saying the Packers are a weak matchup. I'm just saying if you look at everybody else in that range, it's a wasteland. I mean, maybe the Chargers backs. So maybe you would go Gore, Carlos Williams, and then the Chargers backs, and then Hyde. I did show the Vine, Mark. You weren't paying attention. It was a squirrel in a lounge. This is what I try. I try, Mark. I try so hard.
Listen. I don't get to just look at your beautiful faces the whole show. I have to bring up other stuff like DraftKings in order to be able to host Who's Your Bay. So I don't get to view squirrels on lawn chairs during the show.
Right. Well, here you go. Last time, okay. All right. Last time.
Okay, go ahead. I'm gonna blow it up. Hold on. Let me get you. Okay.
Okay. This is so my. Right.
With
my girlfriend is aware that we're actually doing the show right now, and this is what she does. She's like, "Oh, you guys doing fantasy show? Let me text you a vine of a squirrel in a chair."
I just want to distract you. There's better ways to distract you. I'm just letting you know.
Quality programming.
I'm just putting it out there. All right, that'll be it for Who's Your Bay running backs. Let's see. I'm trying to find some more questions. We've got a question about.
We got a Sanders versus Hopkins.
Say that for tight ends. Sanders versus Hopkins, huh? Go ahead, take it away, Alex. We've got Sanders.
He brought it up. He can go. I don't have to go first. I want to hear his hot take first.
Pete, we've got Sanders.
Okay, this is an interesting one. So Sanders, let's talk about prices first because that's always important when we're in DFS. Sanders at 7,700. DeAndre Hopkins a little cheaper at 7,300. Honestly, I'm not sure it matters. I think I'd much rather play Sanders here. Now I know Hopkins has been fairly studly. He had a fantastic week 1. And they'll probably, honestly, let's be honest, they'll probably be behind because they're playing Atlanta in Atlanta. So they probably will have to throw. But Sanders is a target monster against the Vikings coming into Denver. I think Sanders, but because of the price, 77 and 73, neither of them are my bay, and I'll tell you why. Right in between them, 7,400 Randall Cobb is the obvious play. I mean, not even a doubt about it. Between Sanders, DeAndre Hopkins, and Cobb, I'd rather play Cobb. AJ Green at 7,600 against the horrible. We talked about this. You know what, guys? Hey, Mark, remember on Tuesday when I said that the Chiefs had given up 42 points a game to opposing wide receivers? I was wrong. That was standard scoring. Guess how many points a game they're giving up in PPR?
60.
PPR scoring. The Chiefs are giving up
52.
Over 63.1 points per game. The Chiefs are giving up 63.1 points per game. Yeah, can you believe that? That's insane. So to answer this listener's question, it's not Sanders, it's not Hopkins. look, you got A.J. Green going up against a defense that's giving away 63 points a game in PPR format to the opposing wide receivers. Give Randall Cobb, who is Aaron Rodgers' bay. It doesn't matter who my bay is. Aaron Rodgers' bay is Randall Cobb. You know he's going to catch passes. It's a PPR format. It's the Niners, so you can do whatever the hell you want against them. Randall Cobb is a much better play than Sanders or Hopkins, in my opinion.
Yep.
Now Alex is
I don't know where to. I don't even know where to go with that because Pete just basically took both of our jobs and kind of just ran with everything up and down the entire tree. So
I mean, I was gonna say also neither and say Randall Cobb. So yeah, good work.
Well, thanks, Pete. Who's next, buddy?
Okay, who's next? Let's take a look. I got this, guys. All right, ready? Stephen Piscotty or Jorge Soler. Who's your bay?
Oh man, that's tough.
Well, Piscotty's injured, right?
Wait, hold on. I got a better one. Yeah, I know, dude. Did you see that? Did you see that play?
It was
that was really
brutal.
That looked like something that happens when you're 8 or 9 to like your best friend and you never tell anybody. No, okay, here we go. Who's your bet? Big Country or MacGyver? Who you got?
Oh man.
Oh, MacGyver.
That's a hard one.
MacGyver.
Country, man.
He's got that.
No way.
Big old man. Big Country Wheaton.
MacGyver could build you a big country.
He could. He could build you a big country with a shoelace.
See that? And then he could turn that shoelace into an airplane, and you could fly it to other big countries.
Oh man.
Like Bhutan.
All right.
Is this the MacGyver show now? Turned it into MacGyver.
Sorry,
MacGyver
it's not as good as the South Park episode. I apologize.
Close.
Let's see.
All right. Well, sorry for stealing you guys' thunder on Cobb and AJ Green.
No. It's fine. Just take everything. It's cool.
All right. So let's scroll away from AJ Green and again, just to recap for anybody, the guys don't like AJ or DeAndre this week when talking A versus B. They like instead secret option C, and that's Randall Cobb. Let's see.
Yeah, but we were talking about
Alex.
Sanders. What?
What did I say? Oh, sorry. Sanders versus DeAndre,
Alex,
not AJ versus DeAndre. My bad.
Alex, what?
Yeah.
Oh, sorry for interrupting you. Go back to whatever you were doing.
I don't know either. I don't know what just happened.
Okay. I'm trying to ask you a question.
What was the question? You were saying AJ or Hopkins, and we... All right, whatever. Just go ahead.
No.
Sanders or Hopkins?
Settle down over there. We've moved on from AJ and all them.
Okay.
We're on to another bay. Ready? I'm pretty sure I know your answer, but I'm going to take a guy who was your bay in week 1, and that's Jordan Matthews going into Washington, 6,600, or a bay that was yours in, I think it was week 3, Fitzy, hosting the Rams at 6,500.
Fitzy. It's not even close. Back-to-back 35
Really?
points? Are you kidding? Carson loves him. I thought he was going to love John Brown. Nah, it's Fitzy. Fitzy...
I think he still likes Brown, but...
He does like Brown, but Fitzy commands 10 targets a game.
Have to air it out.
This is the first time in a while that Fitz has had a real quarterback again, and everybody now can remember Larry Fitzgerald was a freaking stud. And he's a stud again because he has Palmer peppering him.
So, Pete, is it... I'll ask the same question to you. Fitz or Jordan Matthews?
Okay, just to clarify, I totally agree with everything Alex said. However, I think this is the week to use Matthews. I really do. I think this is a great week to use Matthews.
Hurricane. The Hurricane.
Yeah, so that's what you got to watch out for. Did you guys see this? I don't know if you saw this. If the Hurricane comes, they're actually thinking about giving the Eagles and the Redskins a bye and playing the game in Week 8 because they normally have a Week 8 bye. You guys see that bit of news? That's crazy. They're just going to say, "Oh, you guys got to buy."
They were considering postponing this game entirely. So
right. So okay, you got to worry about the hurricane. But assuming the hurricane doesn't come along, I think this is, or whatever. Assuming the game is played, if the game is played, I think Jordan Matthews is a fantastic play. I think this is the week you use him, because what's going to happen if they play, I think what's going to happen is he's going to have a big week, and then his price is going to go up, and you won't want to use him when his price goes up. But this week, I like Matthews a lot. He has a fantastic matchup. The Redskins, the way you beat him is by throwing. So actually, I totally agree with Alex. Fitzgerald is a stud. He's got a good quarterback. But this week, they're both around the same price. I view them as equal, and I might even elevate Matthews just a little bit because I think, well, maybe not in a cash game, but in a tournament, I'm definitely playing Matthews over Fitz. I think he's a sneakier play. I think he's a little less expensive than Fitzgerald. And I think this is the week where he has a big week. Then his price is going to go up for a few weeks. As his matchup changes, you're not going to want to use him as much. But for this week, he's going to have a nice week and play him.
Yeah, I do like Matthews. I just think when it comes to either and or, I would definitely go with Fitz.
Okay. All right, let's drop down about $1,000, and actually, I gotta find someone to compare him to. Wow, this is gonna be tough. Let's assume Drew Brees plays. Do you guys touch Brandon Cooks at all? Pete?
Yes, as a matter of fact, one thing I was doing, I haven't set a lineup with it yet, but I was tinkering around with what a Brees Cook stack would look like if Brees plays, just to see what my lineup would look like, and I actually liked it. I think, first of all, it's a good matchup. They're playing at home against Dallas, who you can throw against. I think if Brees is back, he's going to look Cooks' way a lot. Cooks has increased his catches every week of the NFL season, which is not all that impressive until you think about the fact that last week he had Luke McCown throwing him the ball. So yeah, I think that Cooks is a good play this week, assuming Brees is healthy, and I like the price at $6,100.
Okay. Alex, anything to add?
I need to see Brees throw with a healthy shoulder first to play him in cash.
So you're off Cooks. So I'll ask this question then.
Tournament upside, love it. Cash game, get the hell away from me.
Yeah, I agree with Alex completely.
Okay. So let's say then you're in a tournament. Play Who's Your Bay with Cooks versus Amari Cooper, $200 more, Alex.
Cooper, no question.
Pete?
I totally agree, Cooper.
Dude, Cooper.
Okay, Cooks.
I was supposed to trade Sammy Watkins for Amari Cooper with Alex in our Dynasty League. But
yeah, except for the fact that you were supposed to draft Kelsey. You were supposed to draft Kelsey.
My
bad. You picked Sammy Watkins on accident, so you got stuck with him. So yeah, I have both of them in the Dynasty League, so, him and Sammy. I love Cooper.
Okay.
Love him.
Let's play then. So you both took Cooper. Cooper again at 6,300 or Allen Robinson at 55, Alex.
Cooper.
Still Cooper.
Especially if Luck doesn't play and this is a closer game. I don't really. I mean, Actually, if this game is closer, I almost feel like A-Rob's gonna have a huge game. But I gotta go with Cooper. They have to throw the ball some. It's not gonna be just running the ball. Chicago, Oakland, they have to throw the ball. Both teams are terrible.
Yeah,
I think say the same thing about Jacksonville.
I think it's Cooper too.
Yeah,
I Cooper.
It's Cooper. Cooper's Cooper just because he's guaranteed 10 targets a week, and he's one of the best route runners I've ever seen in my life. He has all the tools.
Cooper. No one's arguing. Cooper at 63. Sorry, 63 on DraftKings. Or going down a little ways here. Where was he? I'm trying to scroll for him. Or your semi-bay from earlier in the year, Alex. Dante Moncrief at 5K.
Cooper.
Assuming Luck plays.
Cooper.
Still Cooper.
Cooper.
Pete?
Assuming Luck plays, I still say Cooper too. I think Moncrief will have a nice week if Luck plays against Jacksonville. Very beatable secondary. Moncrief is, in my opinion, correct me if I'm wrong here, Moncrief's the number one right now for the Colts. Yep. So I think Moncrief
targets, right?
Yeah, I just think he's the de facto number one receiver right now for Indianapolis. I think Moncrief remains a nice value play, but if I don't care about price, I'd straight up Cooper. And even if I do care about price, it's probably still Cooper.
It's Cooper.
Okay, let's shift over to tight end then. There was a question in the chat from Tuesday. Someone mentioned Jason Witten.
I have a good one.
So,
I have a good one before we get to Witten.
Okay.
Don't throw it to me first, obviously, but Witten, or not Witten, Olsen or Martellus? The two big names this week.
Oof. Let's just give some background there before we let Pete answer first. Olsen at Tampa Bay, 5,400. Martellus Bennett hosting the Raiders, 4,500.
Okay, my answer. This is a really tough call because, as we know, play your tight ends against the Raiders. The Raiders, for whatever reason, just forgot about the tight end position. I don't know why. But if Gary Barnidge is putting up 100-plus yards and a score, then something is wrong in Oakland.
Yes.
Wait. Before, just imagine that Barnidge did that and Martellus goes like 1 for 12 yards.
Well, that's exactly what I was going to say. The difference is...
it's not unbelievable.
Well, Jimmy Clausen. Okay, if Jimmy Clausen is starting the game, I want zero part of any Bear. Because they're not going to throw. Look, they were down 20 points in the second half and they were handed the damn ball off. Like it's ridiculous. The game plan.
Hot take. Who's a better quarterback, Josh McCown or Jimmy Clausen?
Josh McCown, and you know what? All the knucklehead Bears fans love McCown because of those 3 good games he had. I'm not one of those guys. What's that?
Forgot you guys had McCown.
Yeah, and they all love him because of the ridiculous game that he had. But look, McCown, I'm trying to find his... okay, here we go. He attempted 17 passes last week in a game where they trailed the whole game. Okay? So that tells you what the Bears are going to do. They're losing the game, they're getting blown out, and they're running the ball. So he completed 9 passes. Even if he completes all 9 passes to Bennett, I guess that's a good day. You know, you got 9 points for 9 receptions. He completed 9 passes last week, all right? So I think Bennett has huge downside, even though they're playing the Raiders who just can't guard the tight end. If Cutler miraculously plays, you play Bennett, of course. But if Clausen is the starting quarterback on Sunday, if you wake up Sunday, Cutler's out, Clausen's the starting quarterback, for me, it's Greg Olsen, and it's not even close. It's not even close.
Now let me just throw something out there real quick. So Clausen was, and by no means am I making excuses for Jimmy Clausen. Let me say that first. But Clausen was on the road at Seattle without Alshon Jeffrey.
What was that now?
Alshon.
Say it one more time.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
Okay, just never mind. It was like 3 lisps at once.
For me, it doesn't make a difference. Like whether Clausen could be at home against the normal Community West Ironmen, okay, which is our local high school team, and I still would play this week. I still would play. I still would play Greg Olsen. Okay, I mean, to me, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's not
okay.
Not even
I'll agree with you on that. I see the upside in Bennett, and I won't disagree with people wanting to say or go with the philosophy that you laid out earlier, being play your tight ends against Oakland because they've given up touchdowns almost every week or given up big games, and the tight ends against them have exceeded value every single week thus far. But I do agree Jimmy Clausen sucks, and he limits the upside for every single offensive player on that team. Olsen last year torched the Bucs. He didn't do it with Cam Newton is his quarterback. But he did torch them last year, so just a little something to keep in your back pocket there. Alex, did you have anything you wanted to?
I just wanted to ask Pete, by what week do Alshon and Forte get traded?
I think they're going to sign Alshon to a long-term deal. I think they're going to give him 4 or 5 years. Not quite in the Demaryius Des Bryant range of contract, but I think they will extend him. Forte, the difficulty with Forte, he's very hard to trade. To get fair value with him, you want to get a 3rd or 4th rounder. But I think they're going to have a difficult time trading Forte. I would not be surprised to see Forte play out this year with the Bears. If they do move him, the most interesting destination to me, and not such a bad one for fantasy owners. You guys want to take a stab?
Atlanta?
Interesting. Not what I had in mind, but interesting. Yeah, that would be a good ending point too. The thing with Atlanta though is I think they have 2 young running backs, and they want to see what they've got, and I think they're okay. Assuming Coleman comes back in the next week or 2.
I just think Devontae had too big of a week, and now everybody's on his nuts.
Right. I'm not playing Devontae.
Yeah, it's not going to happen again.
No.
How about Denver? Forte to Denver.
Yeah, I like that.
I think if they move him, that's a very likely destination.
But do you think John Fox would trade with the team that just basically let him go?
No, but remember, this is Ryan Pace's show. And here's what I do think. If Fox was on board with giving away 2 starters on the defensive side of the ball, then he's on board with Ryan Pace's long-term plan. And if Ryan Pace's long-term plan is to rebuild, and part of that rebuilding is, hey, we're going to get a 3rd rounder from Matt Forte, I don't think Fox is going to get in the way just because it's his old team.
Yeah, no, I agree.
That's a very interesting
I would really like to see Forte get traded.
I would too, honestly. As a Bears fan,
I think one more year of him could be Forte-ish.
Well, and not only that, but I'd like to see what Langford can do. So as a Bears fan, I'd like to see him moved as well. I'd like to see them get something for him. They're not going to re-sign him, so trading him certainly makes sense. I think what they're going to come up against is that getting fair value for him in return is going to be very hard to do. I don't know if they'll be able to.
It would be better for him, but I would hate it 100 times more. Trade him to Baltimore.
Well, that'd be miserable.
Yeah.
Not a bad destination either, though, to be honest.
Just because get back with Trestman in an offense that is going to feature him catching the football. Because, just from watching this game, they're pathetic.
Right. I think if
are they pathetic because of Forsett?
Forsett doesn't look good.
Yeah, but behind this line, what I'm saying is, would Forte really make that much of a difference behind this line?
Their line is good. I just don't think Forsett is good. They have a good line. They have a very well, a line that grades out very, very well. The only reason
Forsett
has been upright his whole career.
Forsett is also, well, they're without Eugene Monroe right now, right? He's out. But Forsett is younger than Forte, I think, isn't he?
Yeah, but that doesn't mean that he's...
To me, it doesn't make sense to make that trade for Baltimore.
I think it would be a great destination for him because I think it would be an upgrade and whatever. Never mind. I'll shut my mouth. Let's move on.
Hey, since we're like a professional show,
we can't have a conversation. What a jerk.
You should probably give a fantasy alert that Steve Smith left the game, right?
Did he?
Yep. Lower benefit, questionable to return.
All right. Do you want to actually have this conversation? Genuinely? About why I think Forte would just be so much better than Forsett there? And why?
No, you laid it out there.
Just because Forsett had one good year. He wasn't good inside the 20. I think most of his touchdowns came from further than 20 yards out last year. Yeah, he had a good year.
Everything inside the 20 got pilfered.
I don't think he had more than 18 touches in a game last year. Forte is a guy that can handle 15 to 20 rushes plus 10 to 15 targets and catch most of them. He would be an immediate handle in his offense. Plus, I think because they don't have a second wide receiver without Perriman, that he frees up space for the wide receivers and the tight ends, just being a pitching option.
Can I do a little gloating real quick before we move on? Is that all right?
Go ahead.
Okay. So this week, I'm playing my arch nemesis, okay, in our fantasy league, and he needed a tight end because Gronk was on bye, and it was a literal wasteland. The only tight end who like even has a starting gig, okay, this is a really deep league, super deep benches. The only one who even has a starting gig on the waivers was Colby Fleener,
Oof.
and I picked up Fleener before he could, so he had to grab Max Williams, and Max Williams has like nothing. He's done nothing this game. It's
Yeah,
fantastic.
there was 2 catches early. That was it.
Yeah, he's playing
Yeah.
Steve Smith and Max Williams right now, so this is going very well. Yeah.
Oof.
So
That's
Christian,
rough.
if you're watching, I've got Fleener, and I'm dropping him tomorrow. So
Oh, that's evil.
I
Yep.
love it, dude. I'm very proud of you.
thank you.
That's great.
That's
I
well
thought that was
done.
such a
Very,
promo.
very evil.
I was just holding on to him long enough to get through this Thursday night game, and then I'm immediately getting rid of him.
Good call. Like,
And I knew he would pick up Max Williams too, because there was literally nobody else. Like, there's nobody else. Let me show you the name. Sorry. Okay, this is way off the rails. So
Yeah.
here were his options. Okay, Anthony Fasano, Darren Fells, Richard Rodgers would have been reasonable.
why did he not pick up? What? Oh my
Why
god.
did you not pick up Richard Rodgers?
Good
Yeah,
jacket.
I probably would have gone Rodgers as well. But to be honest, I mean Rodgers is an upside play, but he's also a big downside play.
I think you should just be happy that you got Gronk bye week.
This guy really likes to be sneaky.
Yeah.
Okay, and I knew he was going to go Max Williams with Gilmore out. So anyway, good work, Christian.
Well done. Well done, sir. Very well done. All right. So you guys put together a lineup last week. Again, got good feedback. So let's do it again this week. Are we going to call it a cash game lineup, guys?
Yeah, let's make it cash.
Okay. Let me see
Whatever you
real
want.
quick. Dude, Flacco sucks tonight.
I have an
right.
interesting start for a cash lineup. Would you guys like to hear my interesting start?
Yeah, kinda.
Sure.
Okay, so I just started putting these names in as we were talking about them. So I put in 3 of the receivers we talked about. I put in Cobb, Cooper, and Fitzgerald. And then at running back, I put in Carlos Williams. That's my start that I've got going.
Well, obviously, like Carlos Williams, we discussed on Tuesday, is in the cash lineup.
Right.
So really quick, Pete, do you want to share your screen, or would you like me to share mine and we'll put it together so the viewers can actually see the?
Yeah, let's definitely have you share yours because I've got 2 computers set up. So this is my talking to you guys computer. This is my other computer.
All right.
You know what that means?
This is my watching MacGyver on Turkish streaming website computer.
Oh my god.
Okay.
Exactly the direction I was going with that joke too. Oh.
Yeah, I was going a different direction as well, but I thought I'd bring it back, you know?
Well done. You got me. Well done.
Carlos.
All right, so we said Carlos was our
That's our
first
lineup.
edition.
That's it.
All
I
right.
think Alex got my joke, and then I had to change my joke because, you know.
You said.
No,
who
this
are
is
the
not
other
Mark.
teams
Stop,
that did,
stop
Pete?
adding people. We're done. Carlos Williams is the line.
Oh, let me see Mark's screen. What is he doing?
Just Carlos.
Carlos. Okay, yeah. So now let's talk about receivers. So I went sort of like middle of the pack with Cobb, Cooper, and Fitz, but
Let's put in Cobb and Cooper because we definitely agreed that Cooper was a great play this week. Up. No, down.
So,
Since we've got Carlos in there, that's going to give us the flexibility to play a really expensive third receiver if we want. Do we want to, or do we want to spend that money
Well,
on?
all right. First, are we doing Cam or Rodgers?
Well, let's-
quarterback?
Okay, well, the Rodgers-Cobb stack is enticing, but I think here's my recommendation. Both of us sort of agree that the quarterback position, we're both happy with either Rodgers or Cam, right?
Yeah, that's fair. Okay.
So let's leave that open and see where we want to spend our money at running back and receiver.
Okay. I'm okay with that.
Or do you want to do this? Do you want to leave the running back and flex positions open and fill out wide receiver, tight end, and defense, and then look back at running back and flex?
Yeah, fine.
let's go to tight end right now.
Yeah, let's go
Let's
to tight-
choose at least one tight end in our D, and then let's see how the other positions kind of fade out with the money.
Okay, I have an interesting name at tight end, which we sort of touched on earlier, and I've already used him in a lineup. So I'm curious to see what you guys think about this. I think Eric Ebron's reasonable. I've got him in a couple, but how about Jason Witten? What do you feel about Witten?
I just don't. I
He's
feel
not
like
in the country.
at that price, I'd rather just spend up for Olsen.
It's $1,000 though. I
So
mean,
he's
that's
I know,
that's
but if I'm gonna
yeah,
spend up,
Witten's 44.
Jamal Charles.
if I'm gonna spend up at tight end, I'm gonna go for the gold.
Okay, so then.
if
Sorry, Mark. Go ahead.
I think we were asking the same question. If you don't want Witten and you want to go cheap at tight end, who do you go with then, Alex?
Clay.
I concur with Clay.
Clay because Watkins is out.
I concur with Clay, and this gives us flexibility at the.
Clay is basically he's the number one end zone target threat.
And you guys are okay with Clay and Williams kind of stacked there, running back, tight end kind of stacked there?
You're playing the Giants, and they're both stupid cheap. So basically what this stack does, if one of them doesn't do too hot and the other one does great, awesome, because they basically only cost you 67 combined. So they combined they need to get you like 20 points.
Right. If you can get 20 points out of Williams and if you can get 20 out of Williams and Clay, you're looking fantastic.
Right. That's like normally I completely agree. I don't like having like one passing and one running option in the same offense in my cash lineups, but when they're that cheap and you can kind of like basically squeeze them together like they're one player, I'm cool with it.
Okay, I get that now. I like it. I like the thought process behind the budget there. I do want to add one thing on Ebron. I mentioned it last week.
Oh my God, dude!
Seattle
Scobie
getting
just another field goal. Sorry.
He did wide left. They're going into Seattle, right? Last week it was Chicago going into Seattle. Granted, it was Jimmy Clausen, but going into Seattle with Cam Chancellor back on that defense is a tough task to task anyone to really put up value, even if that value is only 10-ish points. So that's just my thought at the tight end position. So how about defense then?
Well, with the lineup that I made, I had extra to spend up for the Cardinals, but I mean, if I'm going to go cheap, I would probably go Bills or Colts.
I think Bills is a good cheap defense. I actually like spending a little money.
At this point now, though, where I have Carlos, Clay, and the Bills, I'm a little uncomfortable.
I think the top three defenses this week, probably in some order, are Cardinals, Broncos, Panthers, right? With Seahawks maybe in that mix?
I would not I would maybe put the Colts up there just because Bortles is prone to turning the ball over a lot.
Yeah. Well,
I would think about that
historically.
Did you guys see that throw Nick Foles made last week where it just like floated into the air?
No, I refuse to watch any of that game.
I didn't watch that game or highlights of it. No.
Dude, I played him. I played him in my 2-quarterback league. It makes me want to cry. He was so.
I will say, I do like the Cardinals this week. I mean, we saw what Pittsburgh did to them last week. I think the Cardinals are much better. I also want to add that the Colts, in theory,
let's
get the ball from Bortles, but with their second and third DBs, are they still out?
Who?
The Colts? It's
I don't know about Vontae, but either way, I don't care if they score points. I'm just worried about turnovers. Let's do this. Let's put the Colts in for now, and if we have extra money, we'll grab the Cardinals.
Yeah, I'm okay with that.
I'm comfortable with the Colts. I'll be 9 points.
I'll be the outlier. I'm not comfortable with the Colts in cash, but that's fine. 2-1. I get outvoted, so let's move on.
Well, I'm hoping that we're going to be able to revisit that spot, but let's see how our money plays out.
Yeah, I mean, we're just for now,
Yeah.
All right.
I feel you.
I mean, you know what you have to do at wide receiver.
Do we want to spend all the way up?
Oh, yeah. He's dropping
What do you think there, Pete?
So I've actually made lineups with both Julio and Odell Beckham Jr. I think for the cash game, I think probably Julio is the safer play, only $200 difference. Playing at home. Yeah, let's grab Julio.
And he's not questionable. He's just not practicing. They have
Right.
to be questionable when he's not practicing.
He's on the Allen Iverson.
Well, yeah, when he's
Practice?
yeah, exactly. When he's catching 800 balls a game, I mean, yeah,
I think he leads the league in targets, receptions, yardage,
everything.
tied for second in touchdowns, behind James Jones.
Behind my man Jimmy Jam.
Yeah, your boy Jimmy Jam. Here.
Let's go.
Oh my God, the Ravens are gonna tie this thing up. Can they please not?
Well, it's not like we're paying attention to this game, really, so, like, it's just kind
I
of...
just want to not have to. Oh, they tied it up. Well, you know what? I got Justin Tucker, so I'll take it.
That's why I don't like kickers.
Right. This is. I'll be honest. This is why I prefer DraftKings over FanDuel.
No kickers.
Yeah, we've talked about this. Yeah.
I actually made my first FanDuel
Right.
today for
Right.
for a contest that I can't lose in.
Nice.
Yep.
So Le'Veon Bell has 14 points. What does he got? He's got 16 points. Need a 60-yard field goal from Justin Tucker for him to be the #1 fantasy scorer in this game.
Wow. Look at that.
God
Just
damn.
pointing out, that's how miserable this game is.
All right, look at me.
Loving kickers. All right. Back to running backs here. Let's choose our second running back.
So I think we either go big or we go real small. I think we go in the sub 5,000 range with like a Charger or Gore, or I think we go real big. What do you want to do, Alex?
Do you want to know what my sneaky cash play is for this?
Latavius?
No, it's Dunbar.
So that's real small. I mean, we're going to be able to do whatever we want at flex and QB.
Exactly. Let's play with it for now. This isn't definite.
What's that?
But no, I do like Latavius as a backup, but the problem is we have Cooper.
Right, I agree with that. So let's throw Dunbar in there and see.
Dunbar is an easy 10 points this week against the Saints.
Right. Okay, I'm fine with that.
So in which case we can definitely get Rodgers.
Rodgers, and then how much are we going to have left? 5,400 for a flex?
Well, do you want to see what we could do with Cam?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking, but I think the only player I like around the 60... Well, okay, let's see what we can do with Cam. First of all, let's look at a 5,400 with Rodgers. Let's put that on the screen and see, because this would give us the Rodgers-Cobb stack, right?
Right, yeah, let's do.
Let's put that up there and see what we can do.
We have 6.
So
Why do we have 6? I'm filling this lineup out, too. What'd you guys do differently than me? Charles Clay, Julio.
Rodgers, Williams, Dunbar, Cobb.
That's what it is.
Oh, I put the Cardinals in instead of Colts. That's right.
We're gonna probably wind up changing it because I don't think we're gonna go exactly 6,000 here.
Right. So let's take a look at flex. Well, if we had an extra 100, I'd say Brandon Cooks is a pretty good play.
But we
Things
know.
like
Latavius there. 300 more. I mean, I'm a fan in cash games of running a running back in my flex if I have the money.
Really? Because
I like playing receivers.
I'm wide receiver or tight or like a high volume tight end
Right, like a Gronk.
or Olsen.
Well,
We can
we have
afford Olsen.
Moncrief at
Olsen,
5,000.
54.
Like I kind of like that Olsen play.
That Olsen play is not bad, actually. I could get behind that Olsen play.
And then we can upgrade to the Cards with that.
We can also upgrade to the Cardinals here.
I'm totally behind that. This is looking like a lineup I would play.
That's a nice line.
$0 left. The Rodgers Cobb stack. Carlos Williams, who was our cash lock of the week.
Nobody likes my Brandon Cooks play this week. You guys just watch. He's going to get into...
No. I told you. I like Cooks, just not in cash.
I mean, our viewers, I mean.
Oh.
None of our viewers like my Cooks play. But I think he's going to have 7-8 catches and find the end zone, so... Call me crazy.
I don't mind the Cooks play. You guys both classified it, though. It's a GPP play.
Yeah, this lineup we have is very good. I like this lineup.
I really like this line.
This is a cash lineup for us, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Cool, man. Well,
Yeah, I
good.
think
Let
that's a
me
really good
stop
lineup.
sharing then.
That's pretty swag. I like that a lot.
All right.
And we get to do my
So-
favorite thing in the world: play low cost running backs and only 2 of them. It's my favorite thing in the world.
Which is interesting because that's it's not quite a typical cash game strategy.
Well, go back to
Like
sharing the
cash-
screen. I just want to talk through it, why I think it's okay, because I think every player on our list, I think has a good chance to hit value easily.
Right.
Like Cobb is at what, 22.2 for value, because he's 7'4", so he needs 22 points. Rogers needs 24 points. Cooper only needs 19 points. Julio's going to have, Julio's Julio. Even if he gets you less than value, it's still a nice play. Olsen getting you 16 points, being the only true threat on this offense. And the Cardinals D against St. Louis, who can't throw the ball right now. So, I like it. I think it's
Greg in chat.
safe bet to hit at least 160 points.
So Greg in the chat mentioned he didn't like Clay. He asked if there was anybody else around there we'd be comfortable with. So if let's just say Clay catches something very bad and doesn't play Sunday, is there anybody in that range, in this 32 sub 32 range, that you guys are comfortable with? Zach Ertz maybe?
Well, let's just talk about flex because we have Olsen, so we can move Olsen to tight end and flex 33.
Okay, so that's a great point. Let's go to Olsen then, and we'll flex 33.
You know who I would go with?
Dwayne Bowe.
Teddy Ginn. Oh, he's 34. No, I thought it was 3.
Beasley.
Go Olsen Ginn.
Yeah, same concept behind Carlos and Clay.
Scroll down, Mark. Go back. Scroll down.
I would if I knew Brian
Beasley.
Quick was playing. By the way, if Brian Quick was playing, 1,000% Brian Quick.
Oh, you love him. He's one of your bays.
Yeah.
Kyle Rudolph. Denver's not been great, but don't like him this week. Keep going, keep going. Although they are going to need to throw.
Chris Hogan. Oh yeah.
I remember seeing a 3,000 that I really wanted to get into one of my lineups. Let's see if we can find him.
Devontae. Oh, no, we can't play. Devontae's early.
Defunch?
No. You just were complaining about Ginn being on Carolina.
I know. I just like Defunch, man.
I like our other lineup with
Right. He's a big blue. Yo, by the way, I was gonna lock and load my late college football lineups with Wolverines against my defense, but
Yeah.
lock now, so I can't play them. What got moved?
What do you mean you can't play them? Oh, because it was late. Gotcha.
It got moved up, so they're not part of the scoring.
Yeah. It got moved to noon. Yep. Did we pass your guy yet, Pete? What are we doing here?
Pete's probably looking on his own, and you're just scrolling.
Yeah,
and just
I'm
shitting.
trying to look.
Okay.
Although
so
for the
your
record, I'll say, wait, this is a cash game lineup, so never mind. I was gonna say
Correct.
Christine Michaels might be.
Yeah, he's your tournament play, but he's not. You can't touch that man in cash.
Right. No, totally agree. How about Theo Riddick at 3,000?
I don't hate that.
Again,
I like our
still
lineup
against
much
the
better.
Seahawks.
No, but I think
I like our lineup better.
I don't know. I think him and Abdul are just gonna cannibalize each other this week. Because for some reason, Joey at his 10 carries for 6 yards is still a thing.
Thomas Rawls, 3,000. There you go.
Ooh! But you don't know if he's... Alright, well, you have to have a backup plan.
No, Marshawn's 50-50.
Thomas Rawls, 3,000. Your backup plan is Riddick.
Ooh, I like that.
To be honest, I hadn't looked at Riddick's stats and looking here at 3K, I mean, he basically hit value every week.
Yeah, so you go Rawls and your backup plan is Riddick.
That's interesting. That's very interesting. I don't mind that one
Are
bit.
there any like awful Seattle receivers that you could also maybe put there just in case?
I believe they're all too expensive. Baldwin's 4,200, Lockett's like 34.
Mark, do all games go to the Monday game? Yeah, perfect. Wait, they're on Sunday? No, that's Monday. Never mind.
No, it's Monday.
Yep.
Luke Wilson.
Take Clay out, and you can see which ones are good. Yeah. Rawls is a great call.
So Riddick or Rawls, huh?
But I just like.
Yeah, I mean, so we have to throw this. We have to throw this out there real quick. If Marshawn does not play, I mean, Rawls has to be in your lineup as well, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, probably. Probably if Marshawn is out, then probably your running backs are Williams and Rawls.
You know what? I actually do like that over Clay.
You like Rawls more?
Yeah.
Again, assuming Marshawn is out.
I like the idea that even Riddick can outscore Clay. Could.
That Riddick
Like
can
Rawls.
outscore
If Rawls
Clay.
starts,
Yeah.
if Rawls starts,
Yeah.
no question, outscoring him. And I don't think you're sacrificing much floor with Riddick if Marshawn plays.
So is this what we're leaving up? You like shifting
with the
Olsen up into
caveat
tight end
that
position and
the caveat that you're playing Riddick if Marshawn plays.
Right.
understood.
So those are the two options. You can play Clay, or you can go Rawls and or Riddick.
Cool. I think that's it then. Let's
Should we make an interesting tourney play like that? Like a fun one that we were talking about Tuesday, Thursday? Like where we play like Gordon and Rawls and Tyrod. See what kind
let's see here. Let me save this lineup. Boom.
Yeah, that basically is the lineup that I made earlier today, which is kind of funny.
Okay, continue. Now we'll do one GPP lineup and then.
Well, let's start off. Who is our stack?
For this lineup?
Yeah, we have to have you have to have a stack.
You have to have a stack. I agree.
Do we want to do the Breeze Cook stack, or do we want to do like Cam Olsen, Carr,
We
Crouch?
don't even know if Breeze is playing yet, right? I mean, he expressed confidence on Wednesday. So Breeze really wants to play, but
All right, ignore that. We won't use them.
no. Listen, read that. Breeze comments should be taken with a grain of salt as they occurred during a taping of the Ellen DeGeneres.
Oh, shut the fuck up. Oh my God. Why are you on Ellen, Drew?
Oh my God, that's funny.
Done. No Breeze. Even if he's playing, no Breeze. Pete,
So we're
you
doing starting lineup now?
just the ultimate don't play Breeze this week.
Yeah.
Read the analysis under Breeze. I can't even right now.
That's too funny.
Is this a turning lineup?
Can you read that, Pete?
Yeah, we're gonna make one. But can you do that?
Read what?
Read the
Analysis.
part of Drew Brees. It says, Breeze's comments should be taken with a grain of salt because up here it's
So-
hysterical.
That's enough of that.
Yeah, so long, Drew Brees. An interesting stack that I has been thrown out to me by a couple people already this week.
I have a good turn.
Demarius.
Peyton DeMar.
Okay.
Um.
Go ahead, Pete.
Bradford Matthews.
Ugh. No,
that
Hurricane.
again. I didn't hear you. I'm sorry.
We're not making a tournament lineup.
Bradford Matthews.
Hurricane.
Bradford Matthews.
Oh, because of Hurricane? Is that why you don't like it?
I hate it with the Hurricane. I would like it if there was no Hurricane in the forecast.
Okay, how about Carr Cooper then?
See, I was also thinking Carr Cooper Crabtree as an interesting super high upside 20 stack.
Fair.
Because I mean, in week 2, he had both of them on all cylinders. So when he's clicking with the two of them, the offense looks good.
I don't know if I want to play both of them, but
we're going high.
I have a hesitation. I mentioned it Tuesday. I have a hesitation with that many Raiders because
of course,
I think we'll see a better.
We're talking like crazy, stupid high upside. That's just my input. Like I'm gonna put a lineup in like that.
To be totally honest, I would rather go Carr, Cooper, Latavius.
Yeah. All right. Fine. I'm good with that.
Carr, Cooper. Really?
Latavius.
Latavius.
That went through my head too. Oh, okay.
Should we put Michael Rivera in also and Marcel Reese?
Yeah, why don't we just play the whole Oakland offense?
Let's see what happens. No, don't ever do that.
So, something that stuck in my head recently was, I believe, Pete, I think you said it last week or the week before. You mentioned that Chicago cannot cover big receivers.
Right.
Hence why I'm saying Crabtree.
Crabtree's like 5'10".
Decent size at 6'2". I mean, he plays bigger than his height.
Cooper's 6'1", right? I think Crabtree's like 5'10", 5'11".
No,
So
Crabtree's a little taller as well.
Yeah, Crabtree's big.
No.
Yeah, Crabtree's
I'm throwing the challenge.
Listen. San Francisco would not have drafted him 10 overall if he was 5'10". He's at least 6'1".
I'm throwing the challenge flag on that one.
Go for it.
I'm looking it up. Throwing the challenge flag. There's no way.
6 foot not go in round 1 unless they're Tavon Austin, in which case it's a terrible decision.
Odell Beckham. According to Wikipedia, Michael Crabtree is 6'1". So still not that tall.
He's not 5'10" either.
Okay, I gave him 5'11", so I was off by 2 inches, but he wasn't 6. He's not either way. Neither of those guys are massive, right?
Yeah, Raiders jersey.
Are you really? Good for you, man. I'm jealous.
How about who do we want to put as our other running back, though? What do we got? We got Latavius.
Dude, just go Carlos with Latavius.
Not Rawls.
I don't want to be this. All right, with cash, I'm okay with Riddick. In a tournament, I'm not okay with playing Riddick over Rawls.
Okay, yeah, okay, I'm down with Carlos.
I think Carlos is the must play in every format just because of his upside and price.
You have to, because he already has a touchdown every game without LaShawn. What is he gonna do without LaShawn?
Right.
Okay, so let's go back to receiver. Or do we want to fill in another tight end in defense and just see how that lets us fly at receiver?
I'm fine with that.
Yeah.
Okay. So tight end, we're looking for high upside. Would that be Bennett then?
Yeah.
Oh God, I have too much of this game. It's not even going to be that fun to watch.
It's going to be terrible to watch. I agree.
Totally honest, and I know Alex is going to just make fun of me on this one, but what about Kyle Rudolph?
No, I only make fun of you because you hate Kyle Rudolph.
I do, but actually I think he's not a terrible play this week.
I would rather, if you're going to go that line of thinking, I'd rather play Ebron just because Seattle can't cover tight ends.
Okay, let's go Ebron then. Denver's not exactly great against tight end, for the record. They're in the bottom half of the league,
I think Seattle's just as bad. No, they're not. Denver's been okay against the tight end. Seattle is the one that gave up Kendricks, Cook, and Who was week 2? Who'd they play week 2? Rodgers. Richard Rodgers.
Yeah.
So all 3 of them had double digits PPR.
Somebody brought up, this is a good point. Everybody's going to have there's going to be a lot of Carr Cooper stacks this week. Again, this is why I like my Philadelphia stack, except for the Hurricane.
Yeah, I think Carr Cooper is going to be a very heavily owned, so maybe not a great upside there. So overall, if you take game theory out of it, it really is a decent stack. But
All right,
bring game theory into it, and I think it's not good.
I have an awfully, maybe potentially brilliant idea. Latavius Raiders defense, get rid of Carr and Cooper.
I'm okay with that.
I love it. I actually love it.
But now we need another stack.
All right, let me find the stack. Yeah, I still like the Eagles stack.
I'm not, just because of the Hurricane, I'd rather have a lineup that is going to...
You can use, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, well, here's a couple of my other stacks. Dalton, Marvin Jones.
Ooh.
Dalton, AJ Green.
We could triple it up. We could just go Dalton, AJ, Marvin. Because Marvin's cheap.
Marvin is real cheap. And if you get the passing game, you get 63 points if you put them both in. So let's do that. Dalton, AJ, Marvin.
Yep. What's their combined salary?
Totally disagree.
38. Okay. What's their combined salary put together? 12, 15.
Ooh, all 3 of them?
Yeah.
It's not a lot. For 3 players, it's not a lot at all.
13.
13, 16, 8, 16, 7.
So what's that?
17 something.
What's that times 4? Wait, 7.
What were they combined? Sorry.
Say around 60.
Times 4 is around 60. No.
What was it? Tell me the number and I'll tell you what it was.
It's 5,900, 7,800, and 3,800.
7,600, 76 and 38.
So that's 10. That's 11.4 and 58 on top of that. So that's 16.
59.
That's 17.2. That's 17.3 times 4. That means you got to get about 65 points out of those 3.
I'm good with that.
Thank you.
I'm good with that too.
I'm not at all, but okay.
It's just an option because we think Kansas City can.
I vote we go with it. Man.
But we have, but
we have a ton of money left.
Yeah, that's what I was just gonna say. We have 84.50 left for 2 positions.
You can drop Odell if you really want to.
Hold on, let me look.
I think the being down upside for Odell is crazy this week.
No,
yeah, but then there's nobody else I like.
You don't like Emmanuel Sanders there?
No.
No.
In our flex?
I'd rather play Peterson.
I'd rather play Peterson or Jamal, yeah.
Jamal catches a lot of balls. Cobb as well. We could go to Cobb.
I kind of like the Cobb.
Can we change?
I'd actually probably throw.
And we can up if we really want to trade Raiders, but I'd rather keep it.
You know what though? Let's go because Cobb is going to be heavily used as well.
Yeah.
So let's go with game theory again, and let's go with like a Charles. I know he'll be heavily used, but not in a lineup like this, not in a 3 running back one.
No, Jamal. I don't think Jamal Charles is going to be all that heavily used since he's front 7. I get that Jamal put up 3 touchdowns last week, but he didn't have all that many yards.
He's going to catch a lot of balls.
They're stupid offense, but I think that
49 yards.
Plus 33.
Right, the receptions are the argument for Charles.
No, I was just looking at rushing. Yeah, no, I agree, and that's where Cincy struggles.
Right.
So I like it. Okay, so there's a.
Well, all right. What do you think? Can you look in ooh, you know what? If he plays, you know who we're playing at the flex instead of Jamal? Arian Foster.
Arian Foster, yeah.
I like.
Especially against Atlanta, who just gave up 3 scores to Joseph Randle and an extra one to McFadden. Or 2 scores, sorry. 2 scores and the third to McFadden.
So that's a stack that we're going to keep. This is a lineup that we're going to keep with the caveat. We're going to leave that $800 on the table.
I like the extra money.
Leave the $800 on the table because if Foster does not play, you do still want to go up and grab Charles.
Yeah. Or AP if you really feel ballsy.
Yeah, if you really want to, why not? All right.
I'm down.
That is it then.
That cash, man. I like it.
That cash lineup a lot. I like it a lot. We had a couple guys say Eli ODB stack. Nobody's going to own that.
Somebody's going to own that.
People are going to own it. That's the other thing.
Somebody's always going to own that. I actually like what...
Someone's always going to own.
Tyrod Harvin stack's interesting.
That is nice, but...
The more interesting...
That's what we went with.
The more interesting stack would be Tyrod Robert Woods, not Harvin.
I don't know about interesting, but risky.
Definitely more interesting.
I don't know. I just don't find it interesting.
I like Robert Woods a lot as a receiver. I think he's a very underrated talent who has...
I'm just messing with you. I think you need a little bit more energy. I'm just messing with you. It's all right. But that is it. We have been going on for far too long, but that's all right. A lot of fun. Hopefully people got a lot of value out of this. Thank you guys for tuning in. As always, you can reach us at our Twitter handles, at Alex Hanowitz, at MN Milano, and at P. Karaganis. They're in the description of the YouTube video. Be sure to subscribe to the channel if you don't already. Also, be sure to click the thumbs up on YouTube so we know that you guys are actually watching them and liking this video. And yeah, if you guys have any questions, reach out. Any feedback, please leave a comment. We appreciate it. And we try to incorporate it, as you guys can tell, into all of our shows. So thank you guys again, and good luck this weekend in your matchups.
Good luck, everybody.
Enjoy the